The Biden doctrine so far should be called, let's blow the place up. America is fast becoming unrecognizable to many of us. In less than 4 months, we've gone from a global economic powerhouse to a third world-esque punchline. But don't worry, Biden's press secretary, Jen Psaki, says they have it all under control.
You have to be prepared to juggle multiple challenges, multiple crises at one time, and that's exactly what we're doing at this moment.
Oh, yeah, they're juggling multiple crises at one time that they created, crises that didn't exist just a couple of months ago. Gas stations are limiting you to just a few gallons per car while they price gouge your eyes out. But can we really blame Biden? Of course we can, and we should. Look no further than the price gouging at the pump.
Even in the span of our 15-minute interview.
And now it's $6.59.
And within a few minutes, that $6.59 was up to $6.99.
You can't do that to people.
After CBS 6 spoke with a store official about the prices, the sign was turned off, and a store official said they were completely out of gas.
And how about chicken wings? Are you kidding me? American has a chicken wing shortage. Apparently, a meat processing slowdown caused by the pandemic's safety measures is to blame. I blame liberals who, like Biden, have given everyone a reason not to work during the pandemic. Speaking of chicken wings, Chick-fil-A just announced they're limiting us to just one of their awesome dipping sauce packets per order. Just one. Chicken wings, dipping sauce shortages, that too is new under Biden. How about plywood? Plywood is the most important material used in building a home. Plywood typically represents up to 20% of the cost of building a home in America. Plywood prices have doubled recently. So if you're thinking about building or buying a $400,000 house, let's say, your plywood cost just jumped from $80,000 to $160,000, and your house price just skyrocketed to almost $500,000. Can't afford that new house anymore? That's new under Biden. In fact, the price of everything is exploding. Consumer prices have quadrupled recently. That's a direct result of Biden's multi-trillion-dollar transfer of our money.
It's costing more to buy just the basic items to feed your family. Food prices are rising.
The consumer price index, that basically follows inflation, it spiked to 4.2% compared to where we were a year ago. That is the biggest jump we have seen since 2008.
Whether it's food at the grocery store or gasoline for your car or even lumber or chicken, so much of what we buy is either harder to get and or more expensive.
It's because of the supply shock of the pandemic.
The mainstream media is even recognizing the alarming inflation, but it blames the pandemic. On that, I blame Biden. Why? The liberal Democrats have stolen $6 trillion of your dollars when it handed it out in shady moves to buy people's votes. And guess who gets stuck with the $6 trillion tab? You and me, you know, those of us, the 47% of Americans who actually pay any federal income tax at all. Meanwhile, inflation is tearing through your wallet. It's ripping at an annual rate of 4%, the highest in decades, meaning every month, your paycheck buys less and less food, fuel, lodging, and dare I say, a night out with your family. By the way, that's new under Biden. Meanwhile, our streets are getting more dangerous as last summer's liberal calls to defund the police are coming home to roost. Violent crime is spiking in our cities and suburbs. In Chicago, my hometown, weekends typically see more than 30 people shot, many of them fatal. A year later, Portland is still an Antifa stronghold. Cops are afraid to police lest they be called racist. It's gotten this bad, folks.
Out here. An LAPD officer calls for help after being assaulted.
You got my gun.
Two officers who were on an anti-looting patrol unprovoked stabbed one of those officers in the left side of his neck.
Chilling dash cam video is released showing the moments when a suspect pulls out an AK-47 and fires at a deputy.
An officer smashed on the head with a fire extinguisher, another blatantly run over.
Wow, the war on cops, that too is new under Biden. Hamas rockets are pounding our great Middle Eastern ally, Israel. again. North Korea is testing their USA targeting ballistic missiles again. Iran has returned to enriching uranium to weapons level grades again. That's new, new, and new under Biden. At home, at our border is being overrun by illegal aliens. Now, don't freak out, liberals. That's what they were called, even though Biden will sugarcoat it by officially calling them undocumented migrants. Border crossings are up, get this, 900% from just a year ago. And that, too, is new under Biden. But don't worry, Kamala Harris is on it. She's been to the border. No, not the southern border where we have chaos. The VP has visited the Canadian border just in case some Canucks are planning to smuggle some maple syrup into the U.S. or something. No idea. Oh, I know. Let me guess. I just triggered some liberal Canadian snowflakes. How unwoke of me. So, yeah, the new doctrine is called the Biden doctrine. From my point of view, can be summed up with this. Biden's doctrine. Let's blow the place up. And to any liberals watching who may have second thoughts about voting this guy in, don't say I didn't warn you. I'll see you in 2024. That is if he hasn't blown the place up by then.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.